Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. You often hear people say the news is full of lies, but most of the time that's not exactly right. Much of what you see on television or read the New York Times is in fact true in the literal sense. It could pass one of the media's own fact checks. Lawyers would be willing to sign off on it. In fact, they may have. But that doesn't make it true. It's not true. At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind. Facts have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective. You are being manipulated. How does that work? Let's see. If I tell you that a man has been unjustly arrested for armed robbery, that is not, strictly speaking, a lie. He may have been framed. At this point, there's been no trial, so no one can really say. But if I don't mention the fact that the same man has been arrested for the same crime 6 times before, am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you. And that's what the news media are doing in every story that matters, every day of the week, every week of the year. What's it like to work in a system like that? After more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess, it's guaranteed. Every person who works in English language media understands that. The rule of what you can't say defines everything. It's filthy, really, and it's utterly corrupting. You can't have a free society if people aren't allowed to say what they think is true. Speech is the fundamental prerequisite for democracy. That's why it's enshrined in the first of our constitutional amendments. Amazingly, as of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech. The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter, where we are now. Twitter has long served as the place where our national conversation incubates and develops. Twitter is not a partisan site. Everybody's allowed here, and we think that's a good thing. And yet, for the most part, the news that you see analyzed on Twitter comes from media organizations that are themselves thinly disguised propaganda outlets. You see it on cable news, you talk about it on Twitter. The result may feel like a debate, but actually the gatekeepers are still in charge. We think that's a bad system. We know exactly how it works, and we're sick of it. Starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We'll be bringing some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here. Free speech is the main right that you have. Without it, you have no others. See you soon.
All right, guys, I guess we can officially say that he's back. Yes, Tucker Carlson is back, and he is launching a new show on Twitter, okay, thanks to his relationship with Elon Musk, in which it's been reported that as a part of his revenge that Tucker wants to get on Fox News for firing him prematurely, for Fox News breaking their promises in regards to firing him or punishing him. He is, again, launching a new show on Twitter. And this is something that's been widely speculated because Tucker had put out a sneak peek video after he got fired from Fox News initially. And I said at the time, I said, this video is getting a whole bunch of views, right? I mean, I think it got like 40+ million views, and that's on the low end, okay? And I said, I think this is a signal as to where Tucker is going, okay? He's probably maybe going to do something with Twitter because Twitter, I mean, let's be honest. I like Rumble. I like what Rumble is doing, but they don't have the same audience and infrastructure that a company like Twitter has, okay? They just don't have the audience yet, okay? And Tucker is saying, look, I'm going where the eyeballs are going. And he's friends with Elon Musk, and he's going to Twitter. Now, again, this comes as the mainstream liberal media, particularly media outlets like Media Matters, is trying and failing, I mean, pathetically failing, to smear Tucker Carlson by releasing behind-the-scenes footage like this that makes Tucker seem more based and likable than he was before. Take a look.
I did. I talked to her at great length. It was actually pretty funny. I said, oh, I said she tried to get. I was like, she's got a lot of liberals working over there, and they see this as war, and we're the main force on the other side, and like that's crazy. If you've got pronouns in your Twitter bio, you shouldn't work here because we can't trust you because you're on the other side. And she goes, well, who? And I said, I'm not going to name names because I don't know who did it, and I'm definitely not going to cast aspersions on someone unfairly. Just because you're liberal doesn't mean you did this. It does mean you shouldn't work here. And Roger would never put up with this shit. Why would you do that? Do you know what I mean? They see this as war. It's like, I'm an actual liberal. Like, I'm totally fine being like, our makeup artist is like a screaming lefty. No, but I'm not that way, but they are that way. And I said, I'm not ashamed of anything I said.
You now look like you recently had COVID. You look fresh-faced and healthy.
But do you know what I mean, Justin?
I know
If you've got like that horrible guy who was just horrible, who was Judge Janine's guy, that guy is like a screaming left-wing lunatic. Why does he work here? What?
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? Media Matters, which is a left-wing outlet, has been dropping these behind-the-scenes footage, videos of Tucker basically being a normal person, right? Being based. And it's basically made Tucker even more likable than he was before. I think that is thoroughly backfire against them. Now, we don't know exactly why Fox News decided to sideline Tucker because I think technically he's not actually fired. I think that he's still under contract. They're just choosing to not have him on air and just to pay him until the end of his contract. Despite all the rumors about why he got fired, okay, you got workplace harassment claims, you got the Dominion lawsuit, you got these text messages that, were unearthed, basically showing Tucker trash the network, and then you got these videos showing Tucker trash the network. There's all types of reasons out there for why Tucker was fired, but I personally believe that the number one reason was about money, right? Because money is king, okay? I'm just being 100 with you guys. His old time slot has been a disaster in regards to viewership. I think the viewership has dropped 30, 40, 50%, okay? In some cases, they're trying to replace him. However, Fox has had 40 advertisers return to Tucker's old hour, okay? Which, again, tells me, in my mind, it kind of verifies my early speculation that this is about the money, right? This is more about advertisers than it is about anything else. Because at the end of the day, I mean, these networks are in it to make money, okay? And although Tucker had massive viewership, he wasn't necessarily getting what they call blue chip advertisers who are going to be willing to pay massive sums of money to put their ads on his videos, okay? And I think Fox News had lost a lot of advertisers on Tucker's old spot, and I think that's probably the primary reason why they sidelined him. But regardless, Tucker apparently has been planning revenge against Fox News, okay? He had actually been planning behind the scenes to take on Fox News with his own media outlet, where presumably he could talk about issues like this without worrying about being censored. Take a look.
There are members of Congress who are controlled by the intel agencies. I'm not speculating on this. I lived there for 35 years. I know this. I had a very high-ranking member of the House Intel Committee tell me at dinner at a restaurant in Washington when he'd been drinking, we got to talk about this. And I said, I'll text you. He goes, I can't text. And I said, why is that? And he goes, well, because NSA reads my text. And I said, NSA reads it. Wait, you're the head guy on the Intelligence Committee. You're their boss. You're providing oversight in our constitutional system. He's like, yeah, but, they're still spying at me. First thing. Second thing, Michael McCall, who is, the leader of, I would say, the neocons in the House, kind of low-key neocons, but neocons. I got into an argument with him once last year on the phone. He told somebody that I was a Russian agent or something, and I was outraged. So I called him on the phone, and I used bad language. I was really mad. And he said, whoa, I just got that, that's what the intel briefers told me, that you were working for Russia. And I said, that's what the intel briefers told you? You believe your fucking intel brief? Like, how old are you, son? I'm from DC. My dad was in this world. Like, you're being manipulated by your intel briefers.
Yeah, so you can't have these type of conversations on Fox News where, you talk about what everybody should have known about the NSA and their spying capabilities from Edward Snowden. We should have known about this stuff. Everybody should have known about this. But again, you can't really have these type of conversations on mainstream media. Like, imagine going on a legacy media outlet and basically claiming that our Congress members are controlled by the deep state, right? That's a hell of a conspiracy. But again, I mean, this is stuff that we all should have known. Again, if you paid attention to WikiLeaks and the Snowden files and whatnot, yeah, we should have known that this is what the government is up to, right? That these people are controlled assets, okay? They're actors. But anyways, I'm hoping that Tucker's new show on Twitter is going to get into the nitty gritty in regards to the deep state and exposing the corruption that we all know exists beneath the surface, right? So with that being said, again, I'm excited, and this is something that's been in the works. So it seems for a while, because again, Tucker is preparing to unleash allies in an attack on Fox News. And again, it seems like he's using Twitter as the platform to do it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. Tucker is preparing to unleash allies to attack Fox News in an effort to bully the network into letting him work for or start a right-wing rival, sources close to him tell Axios. Brian Friedman, the high-powered Hollywood lawyer Carlson retained for the contract dispute, told Axios, quote, "The idea that anyone is going to silence Tucker and prevent him from speaking to his audience is beyond preposterous." Tucker versus Fox could reshape the conservative news world. Fox, which has seen its ratings plunge in Carlson's slot since he was let go 13 days ago, wants to sideline him by paying him $20 million a year not to work. Guys, imagine getting paid $20 million a year to do nothing. Again, most people, right, who are fake, right, would say, yeah, I would totally be fine with that. To get paid $20 million to do nothing? I mean, you're going to be set for life. I mean, you can retire off just $20 million. Right? Imagine getting paid $20 million to do nothing. The fact that Tucker wants to break that, he wants to get out of that, where he's not guaranteed to, to get paid. Maybe he'll get some type of settlement or something. But the fact that he wants to get out of it to continue to be a voice tells you how sincere he is in his mission, in his beliefs. Axios has learned Carlson is plotting a media empire of his own, but he needs Fox to let him out of his contract, which expires in January 2025 after the presidential election. We're told Carlson has been contacted by outlets, including the right-wing Rumble and Newsmax, that offered to pay him more than his Fox contract. Axios has learned that Carlson and Elon Musk had a conversation about working together, but didn't discuss specifics. Carlson confidants say he also is contemplating building a direct-to-consumer media outlet where his millions of fans could pay to watch him. Carlson's predecessor in his Fox slot, Bill O'Reilly, created a blueprint for this. 2 days after being booted, Carlson teased a Twitter video posted at 8 p.m. Eastern, counter-programming his former show, See You Soon. The 2-minute video has racked up 24 million views. Now, again, that's on the low end. I guess that may be the amount of views that they had when people actually clicked on the video. But the amount of people that actually seen the tweet was like 80-some million, okay? The ousted host knows where a lot of bodies are buried and is ready to start drawing a map, said a Carlson source who wasn't authorized to speak publicly. Carlson allies with big platforms are prepared to attack Fox for trying to keep him on the shelf. Bare-knuckle brawlers from Trump world are standing by. Quote, "They're coming to him and saying, 'Do you want me to hit Fox?' A close friend said. He's been saying, 'No, I want to get this done quiet and clean, like an assassin,' right?" Tucker's coming for Fox News' throat. Quote, "Now we're going from peacetime to DEFCON 1, the friend added. His team is preparing for war. He wants his freedom." In a sign of what could be coming, Megyn Kelly hit her former employer for its post-Carlson ratings by tweeting a reference to conservative attacks on Bud Light. Quote, "My audience is calling them Foxwiser." That's hilarious. Fox News directed Axios to the network statement, "When Fox and Carlson agreed to part ways, we thanked him for his service to the network." Several embarrassing revelations have surfaced about Carlson from the files of the settled Dominion voting systems case against Fox, including his use of an obscenity about women and a text message in which he said about a street attack is not how white men fight. Carlson's camp said his media suitors have gotten more aggressive about following up on their offers, viewing him as all the hotter. Yeah, I mean, he is. And the fact is that it seems to me that going on Twitter allows him to maintain his independence, therefore maintaining his freedom. And it seems like that maybe behind the scenes, he's plotting on trying to take down Fox News. And again, Twitter is the platform of choice to do it. And I think that this is a great partnership for Elon. It's a great partnership for Tucker because that video got at least 24 million plays on Twitter. Okay, 24 million people played the video, saw the video. I can only imagine how many people would tune in to actually watch his show on a daily basis on Twitter. And then you can, retweet it and share it to liberals, right? They're going to lose their minds because they have to see it. But yeah, I mean, again, this is some crazy stuff happening and the news just keeps getting better for Tucker. Despite all of the scandals and the attacks from the mainstream liberal media, while you have people like Don Lemon, who was fired on the same day as Tucker, seems to me like he's done, right? Nobody really cares about him. Nobody's really looking for his comeback. He seems to be, again, irrelevant. But Tucker, again, despite what some of the people are saying in the media, it seems that it's not over for him, right? And in fact, he might get bigger and better. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.